This is Abbott Jones. From conquering the e-com space and generating more monthly recurring revenue than your daddy makes a year to being a demon in the app space. Abbott Jones, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Miller.
I was looking at your analytics.
Yeah.
You grew faster than Mr. Beast. You gained 120,000 subs and 100 million views and generating over 70,000 users a month on apps like Strand, Starlo, and Faithly. What do you think is the number one reason people fail when starting a business?
One person goes to college for 4 years, lives a normal life.
Most people take months developing apps, but Abbott's plan, only develop them as much as they need to.
The other person spends those 4 years developing valuable skill sets from being on the streets and failing over and over again. The person that spends the 4 years working on their skill set will be far better off.
When I was a sophomore, I started posting content. I put so much effort into it, so much effort into the scripts, to what I was gonna say. I used my brother's camera and his mic, and then I get to school and I just get shit. Abbott Jones, welcome.
Thanks for having me, Miller.
Of course. So who are you? What do you do?
So yeah, my name is Abbott. I've ran several businesses in the last few years, done probably close to 100 million views on all platforms, and now I run a software business.
Cool. Go a little bit more in depth about that. What is that?
Yeah, so I've been launching apps for around a year now. Went through a few different ones, and now I have a health app that helps people basically just analyze what they're currently eating, how to improve it, etc. And yeah, doing with the support of my friends. Excited to travel these next 3 years.
Great. Yeah. Love it.
So Miller, tell everyone who you are.
Hello, everybody. My name is Norris. I'm a 19-year-old entrepreneur. I just got back from living in Bali for 3 months. This is where I actually met Abbott. We'll go a little bit more in depth about that, but I've been in the entrepreneurship space for a very long time now. I do say 8 years old is when I started, but I seriously took on entrepreneurship when I was maybe 7th or 8th grade, and don't go to college. But yeah, right now I'm just scaling my education company where I try to promote financial-based learning for kids all around the world.
Sick. So what made you not want to go to college?
College is, when I say the word outdated, I don't really like that word. Sometimes people would call outdated when I, speaking in terms of college, would say that's a charged word, or maybe not that intense, but I don't like to say outdated. I like to say that college is changing.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
College is definitely changing. So, little story time. Abbott and I were actually in the subway 3 days ago, and we met these drunk guys, and they asked us how old we are. We said 19. They were like, okay, so where do you go to school? Obviously, you're just going to assume that we go to school. That's no problem.
Yeah.
But we say we don't go to school. We run businesses. And then he was kind of like, well, why don't you go to school? That makes zero sense. You're not going to be successful. And we just said okay, try to prove me wrong. Prove my point. And he said, what did he say exactly? He said, what happens when shit hits the fan? And I'm like, shit has already hit the fan. You have people graduating college, spending 60 to 80 grand. Doesn't matter if their parents pay, doesn't matter if it's loans. They're spending an insane amount of money for a 4-year education, and then you can't find a job because AI replaced it. And AI has seen its most development in the past 2 to 3 months than it has in the past 4 years. So where is it going to be in 2 years?
Yeah, I feel for me, I don't think I kind of agree with that. I do think that also the current system for teaching is very outdated. I think modern marketing is way too dynamic to teach over a textbook that hasn't been updated in I don't know how many years. And although there's a lot of people that probably get taught by people that come into the college, I think for you to have those type of people to come in, you have to go to a pretty good college, and for most people, that's not the case. So
correct. I mean, you have kids coming out of Harvard and Stanford and MIT who are obviously getting the best jobs, but the best jobs require human effort. They require humans, but there's just some jobs that are repetitive. One of my friends was saying, with AI now, humans shouldn't be doing zero repetitive work. And this is what companies are realizing every day is there's way more repetitive things that happen inside people's companies that they're just okay, well, why would we have humans do repetitive work when we could just train a model to do this repetitive work? So there's many other reasons why I didn't go to college. Being in the entrepreneurship space, I've seen the success of my peers. I've felt a little taste of success myself. And I just know that instead of partying and making quote unquote connections for 4 years with a degree that might have zero value by the time I graduate, I could be sharpening my skill set. I know you're pretty big on skills yourself.
100%.
But so 4 years sharpening your skill set and really trying to fail as much as you can, because failure is not failure. Failure is just growth.
Yeah.
Like that's all that failure is, either growing as a person or whatever trade or business that you're trying to grow, and you fail, it's just growth. Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah. I think like, especially in my early years of running businesses, I would just fail and fail and fail.
Yeah.
And the way I look at it is either one, you win, get whatever success that you want, or two, you learn from your mistakes. And if you continue with it and you're consistent, you will win, of course.
What's your biggest failure?
I would say my biggest failure is probably just in earlier years not pushing myself as hard as I could. I think like at the end of the day, if you can leave the day with just knowing that you squeezed everything you could out of it in terms of putting in the most efficient, best work you possibly can and pushing yourself to new limits, then you just kind of feel a lot better. And I think during my earlier years, especially, I wasn't really focusing as much as I could be, which again, I'm totally happy for where I am right now. But I think that's probably one thing. What about you?
I mean, it's hard because failure exists on so many different levels. Like, it's really hard for me to say my biggest failure because obviously I've failed over like 6 or 7 times.
Yeah.
I built a software company when I was a freshman in high school. It was pre-rev. It was everything. It was literally so close to even pre-model, actually. It was called Neighborly. And I ran a lawn care company a year before that. So my goal, my idea, was to create a software that essentially is like an agency model where it connected homeowners that need lawn care or other services. We started with lawn care, or other services, and connected them to students who wanted to either A, start their own business, like lawn care business, service-based business, or just wanted some money in general. That's what I built. And as much as I despise this teacher, one teacher said to me, "Have you looked that up before? Have you like looked that up?" And I'm like, I mean, yeah, but nothing came up. I looked it up, and the first thing was neighborly.com. Did the same thing.
Really?
Did the same thing. So like, that's obviously not a huge failure because like only a little bit of my money and a lot of my time went into it. And that's what I have to give when I'm young.
Yeah.
Like as young people, we don't have to give up that much money. Like we don't have bills.
Yeah.
Obviously it depends where you're from and where you live. But we really don't have bills. And even though that was a failure, it's like, I'm expecting failures that are way worse.
100%.
I've had some crazy failures, but that was just, yeah.
And I think that the benefit of failures as well is that number one, you're learning a lot, but number two, you're kind of building mental calluses. Like for me, I was running an Amazon business basically a year ago before I sold it. And I had a time when I was around 17 years old, and I had spent months and months developing this new product I was planning on launching for my store. And the product got shipped in, and I received an email on my phone from Amazon saying that my inventory had got destroyed. And after it's all said and done, I had lost around 15 grand in a week, which I was making pretty good money at the time, but it definitely hurt. But I think the benefit that comes out of situations like that is that you learn a lot about yourself. You learn about how you react in these sort of situations and how to improve.
I agree.
And you just learn that money itself is just it's not like fully even real, just an idea of value between different people.
Right.
And it doesn't really matter. And the only thing that really matters is just living your best life. And part of that is just failure, which is just natural. So,
right. I mean, true. I mean, yeah, like failure is apparent in all aspects of life. And the real winners are the ones who can fail and keep going.
100%.
Like the real winners are the ones who, when they fail, they say, you know what, it's not over. There's something I like talking about a lot. It's the only form of failure is simply just giving up. Yeah. Like you think about every aspect of life, business, life, it doesn't matter, every aspect. And you think, what is the only way for me to fail? The only form of failure is simply by giving up. In business and life, and really all aspects of life, that is the only form of failure. When you fail, there's always something to learn, which means you're improving. Like if you made a mistake, there's always a lesson behind that mistake. Yeah. So there's always something to learn, which means that you're always improving. And is improving failure? No. Like think about the greatest people on earth in any field, right? Let's just say the greatest vlogger, musician, sales guy, whatever. Do you think after the sales guy didn't get a sale, he failed? like he failed, but he didn't fail in the long run because he's now the greatest sales guy in the world. He just didn't give up.
Yeah.
Like with enough time, you will literally, it's impossible to fail. It's impossible.
No, I agree. And I think that the sooner that you can get the reps in and the faster that you can fail,
Correct.
the faster you'll come to the path that you want to be on, at least. And I think that with entrepreneurship and in the beginning a lot, just kind of casting a little bit of a wide net to see like what's working, what's not working.
Correct.
You have to have failures. You have to be open to fail and be willing to lose stuff in order to see success.
Right. That's why the college path, especially for us now, like it will be way different in 10 years and it was way different 10 years ago. But for us, we're in a tricky time where everyone's going to college, but a lot of us don't really know what to do. Mm-hmm. Now, for me, I was lucky because I could fail way earlier. Yeah. Like I could start failing way earlier. But a lot of kids, they just want to live their normal childhood, right? Like they want to do everything a kid does, which makes perfect sense. My mom tells me all the time I should be more like a kid and, you know, stop sacrificing more of my childhood, but that's not the point. What I'm saying is I'm very grateful that I could fail early on because when it's the time to make a decision on whether or not I'm going to college, I know that why would I go when I've already failed enough that success is so close. It's so close. And I've already and you've tasted it as well. Like what 18-year-old, what 16-year-old at the time, I was looking at your analytics.
Yeah.
You grew faster than Mr. Beast. You gained 120,000 subs and 100 million views in like, well, the 120,000 subs was in a month. Yeah. But the 100 million views was in like the span of a couple months, man.
Yeah.
That's faster than Mr. Beast.
Kind of wild. Yeah.
So it's like, my point is like, just fail early.
Yep.
And if you lived your childhood out, like every other person, which is great, that's fine. And then you're at the point where you want to go to college, but you're like, damn, I want to start my own business instead. Yeah. Just go to college and fail in college.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think that in modern times, like the societal pressure is a lot of times what puts people over the edge.
100%.
And I think that if people were just to ignore the fact of that, they'd be off. They'd be a lot better off. I kind of think about my mind. I'm thinking like, okay, so you have two different people. One person goes to college for 4 years, lives a normal life. The other person spends those 4 years developing valuable skill sets from being on the streets and failing over and over again. I guarantee you that either one of those people, depending on if they want to get a job or not or start their own business, the person that spends the 4 years working on their skill set will be far better off, won't have any college debt.
Back then it was different. And like there's a reason that parents are pushing college to their kids because that was the only thing that worked for them.
Yep.
And obviously everyone's parents want the best for their children. Mm-hmm. Like parents are going to push college because that's what worked for them.
Yeah.
When in 4 years' time, when all of our peers are graduating, like the value of the degree could be zero.
I know, I agree.
And the value of our skill sets could be 10 times. It obviously depends what we do. Yeah. Like if we just, jerk off and, fuck around for 4 years, then that's a different story. But from what we're doing now, it's like there's no way that we're going to end up on the same level as them.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's not ego. That's just confidence.
Yeah.
That's just me saying like I've learned so much along the way that it's my time to shine.
I agree. I also look at like in your 20s, your early 20s is like the best possible year that you can take risks. And I think that if you're having the mindset that you're going to wait until until I make the risk of starting a business, you're really digging yourself in a hole, shooting yourself in the foot, because when you're 30 years old and you want to be able to provide for your family, the chances and the risk involved of starting a business that, again, you're not 100% sure if it's going to work out, it's a lot greater, and it's almost more of a selfish way if you do it like that. So Correct. I think that when you're young, you should take as many swings as possible, not be afraid to start from zero. And again, starting from zero is nothing. That's not even true because you always have the experiences that you gained while failing, and you're never truly starting from zero. So I think fail
Correct.
in your early 20s and teens.
Correct. You talked a little bit about societal pressure.
Yeah.
I'm very, very passionate about this subject. Societal pressure is, I think, the worst thing ever invented. Whoever invented it. I don't know who invented it. But judgment from others is very bad in many ways. And a little story time. When I was a sophomore, I started posting content, like financial content, just like you.
Yeah.
But it was actually myself.
Yeah.
I'll put it up on screen right now. So pretty banger video. But I put so much effort into it, so much effort into the scripts, to what I was gonna say. I use my brother's camera and his mic, and then I get to school and I just get shit.
Yeah.
It's like all my peers just give me shit, and it's not like, screw you, who do you think you are? Like, it's nothing like that. It's just like, oh, look who it is, Mr. Video Man. Like, just comments, obviously.
Yeah.
And I just think back to that moment, and I'm just like, God, like, I wish I had the mindset back then that I do now.
100%.
Like, I wish I could say, like, fuck you. Why would I ever listen? Like, if I said fuck you, why would I ever listen? That's 3 years, well, almost 4 years of videos, even one a day. That's 1,000 videos.
Yeah.
That's like 1,200 videos.
I think a lot of people too they fall victim to just caring so much about what other people think about them, and you're really sacrificing a ton of opportunity costs because, for example, I had a similar situation where people would always be like, "Yo, like, why are you doing that?" Whatever, and they could have been developing their skills at the same time,
Right.
But now they're in a situation where they look at my situation and they're like, I really wish I had that, And honestly, they just they put it on themselves of really just hating on other people,
Right.
Caring about what people thought of them.
Right.
And because of that, they didn't develop any skill sets, didn't take any risk, and now they're in a spot that they would not like to be in. So
Yeah, I agree. People judge because they see you and they see a reflection of what they could look like in the future.
yeah,
They see you and they say, why would he ever be successful when I could be successful first? When I was trying to post content, people would say comments to me because they would rather be like, they want to be so successful in their future that they know that posting videos and being cringy is where you have to start, but they don't want the social pressure to do, like,
yeah,
they don't want the eyes.
Yeah.
Like, they just don't want the eyes. And when someone else is doing it, then it's not jealousy. It's like not their ego. It's really hard to explain, but it's just like humans tend to have a human nature that is just negative towards anyone else achieving their goals.
Mm-hmm. I think it also just goes back to like primitive times when we were a communal species to some sort, and we used to be part of a tribe, and things that were different from what currently works in the tribe would be like shamed.
Right.
I think that kind of still exists today in some levels.
Right.
And I think that it kind of doesn't do people favors when they approach from that way. I think you're just much better off just not caring what people think about you, because at the end of the day, this is kind of what Hermosi says as well. It's like everyone's going to die eventually, and like literally 20 years after you die, no one's going to remember you. So it's like, I mean, maybe it's even 100 years, whatever, it doesn't even matter. Like, no one's going to remember you, and you might as well just do everything you want in your life, because at the end of the day, you literally just have one life, and if you're spending it caring what people think about you, it's going to stress you out for no reason, not going to do yourself any favors, and you're just not going to really accomplish anything you want to accomplish. So,
Humans were given one life on this earth, like one life, and you're going to listen to your friend who smokes weed every day and just jerks off on his couch. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, why am I listening to these people?
Yeah.
Like, you can be nice. You can hang out with them from time to time. You can, you can do whatever, but like, don't fucking listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
Like, why are you taking advice from them?
Yeah.
Like, if you really want your life to suck, listen to everyone.
Yeah.
It's like, everyone's going to have a different opinion.
Yeah.
Negative, positive, doesn't matter. Everyone's going to have a different opinion about what you do and what they think you should do. And you're just going to get into this hole of like, damn, I don't know what to do. And you're just not going to do it.
Yeah. I also think another part of that is like, we both graduated high school. We both don't go to college and don't plan to go to college. And we also just traveled. And I think that traveling itself is a really cool part of kind of exploring as well as pushing yourself to new limits, especially when you're doing it on the approach that we did, which was pretty much like solo traveling.
Yeah.
And I think that's such a benefit to do that. So anyone that's watching this, I highly recommend doing solo traveling to push your comfort zone. It also kind of pushes you to just not care what people think, because the world itself is so big.
It's like,
and people's opinions from your hometown literally don't matter, because at the end of the day, like, the people that are hating on you are nowhere near at your level. like hate never comes from above. That's what it's saying. I hear a lot. I think it's definitely true. But yeah. So Miller, tell me a little bit about like your experience traveling because I know we both did, but I haven't really heard that much about your trip. So yeah.
Yeah. So, I've been traveling for the longest time. I'm very, very grateful to have a family that has been open to traveling since we were young.
Hmm.
I've been to a lot of countries. I've seen a lot of stuff. I did a service trip in the Dominican Republic when I was like 10 or 12, maybe. And that was the favorite trip I've ever taken in my life. It wasn't the vacations, it wasn't Lake Como, it wasn't Paris. It was helping people when they were down. Like this place was literally, we were living in a compound, but like the place that we would deliver food to every day was like a hut, not even the size of this table.
Crazy.
And it's just like, so that was my favorite trip of all time because it just like opened my eyes to the world. It just opened my eyes to like how grateful that we need to be.
100%. Yeah.
So yeah, I've done a lot of traveling. I knew I wanted to travel right after I graduated high school. I go to Spain every year, España, but I go to Spain every year. And I knew I wanted to go to Bali, maybe South Africa, South America, really somewhere. And we landed on Bali first. We, as in me and a buddy. This is where I actually met Abbott. Me and a buddy were playing pool at like 1 a.m. And then this jackass with a shirt off and a bleach buzz hair comes in. And we're just like, dude, who is this loser, man? Like, this kid's a jackass, bro. Then I hear him go, yo, man. And I'm like, yo, man. Is that American? So I'm like, yo, where are you from? And he's like, upstate New York. I'm like, no way. And then boom, just like that, we connected on another level. Yeah. So it's like, not that level, just like a normal level.
That's what I said.
Yeah. But that proves my point that we were saying earlier, like everyone's going to judge. We judge. Humans have a natural tendency that whenever they meet someone or see someone, they just immediately try to think of the most negative thing they can think about them. Like,
yeah,
it's just human nature. Like, a lot of people have improved that aspect of their life, including myself, but it still happens. And with Abbott, I mean, this fucking jackass at the club or pool club. But yeah, then we just connected and it was great. And now I'm here in New York City with him, which is like fantastic.
Yep. I think that traveling itself is good because a lot of people, the barrier to entry to start businesses a lot of times is pretty hard to overcome. And I think that at the bare minimum, they should work a normal job in high school if they're not working, and they should just travel because I think it gives you a sense of independence. And I think that if you're just going to approach college as just like the next path, I think you should at least look at potentially traveling by yourself on a budget before you go. Come back with way more perspective. It's not actually that expensive. Like you can travel by yourself for $3,000 a month, and I lived pretty well. So yeah, I highly recommend it for sure.
Like, why are people like so scared of taking a gap year? Like, why?
I feel like it comes down to probably the biggest one is, again, societal pressure, but I think it just comes down to caring what people think about them. Like at the start when I told people I wasn't going to go to college, they literally would just flame it. They'd say like, yo, like you're going to fail. Like, do you have a backup plan? And I think that's like a terrible way to look at it because at the end of the day, like you just don't really know like the full perspective, and you don't really know like the actual real value of college. And a lot of times these same people that are saying that are just like kind of ashamed that they're not doing it themselves.
Right.
And I think that they should just really push themselves and not be scared to care what people think.
Right. Like going back to what we said earlier about how humans just tend to have like a negative opinion towards others. I think there is insane value in asking questions. Like, asking questions is one of the most important skills that you can have for business life and like literally any aspect of life. The ability to ask a good question and be well informed is like super important. Like, for example, Abbott and I were having a conversation with someone today, and he said, "Are you guys going to college?" And Abbott said, "No." And the look on his face wasn't like shocked. He knew, but he was just like, he had a look of concern.
Yeah.
And then he started asking you questions because he overheard our conversation. And then you told him, "Oh, I 70,000 users for my apps, 100 million views, 120,000 subscribers, just numbers, that a person with a 4-year marketing degree could never even earn. And the look on his face was like, wow, I was wrong. So from what I took from that experience was you would never be wrong if you asked the question first.
Yeah.
Like, you're only wrong if you assume.
Yeah.
So like,
People make that assumption way too quick too.
yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Like, people make assumptions way too quick. Like, Miller, are you going to college? No. So what are you going to do?
Yeah.
All these questions racing through their mind. Like,
Yep.
how's he going to make money? Like,
Yeah.
right? Like, I said to my dad, I want to live in New York City. And my sister says, how the hell are you going to afford that?
Yeah, I agree.
It's like, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Most people just have such limiting beliefs because I think back to this one saying, again, I don't know how true this is, but like apparently they put these fleas in a jar, right? And they wanted to see what would happen if they put a lid on the jar. So they put a lid on the jar, and at a certain point, the fleas would only jump to the height of the lid after removing it, right? So
Yeah,
like
right.
it's in the jar, jumping to the lid. And the crazy part is, and again, don't quote me on this, but this is what I've heard, is that those same fleas would have children, and the same children would only learn to jump as high as the fleas jumped. I think the same thing applies here. I think that limiting beliefs are passed down through generations, and people just don't really, I guess, understand the full potential they really have.
no one ever understands, like, how, like, what they can truly do with their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no one can fully grasp it.
Yep.
Like, one of your close friends, right? Zach.
Yeah.
If you don't know, Zach, what's his last name? Zach
Yadigari.
Yadigari. So if you don't know, Zach Yadigari is the co-founder of Cali and also Abbott's very close friend. This kid just had a love for programming. He built like a gaming website where you could play unblocked games on your Chromebook, I'm pretty sure. And then he kind of had a love for programming and developing, and he just stuck with his love for it. And then he built
Yeah.
an app that does what?
Yeah, many millions for sure.
Many million, like
Yep.
many millions. He's 18.
Yeah.
Like, he goes to college to party. Like, it's like people have zero idea what's possible.
Yep.
And that's what bums me out.
Yep.
It's like people look at other people on social media and say, damn, like, I wish I could be there. And then just give up because they're like, I'll never get there.
Yeah, I used to get a lot of texts from my friends or whatever, or people that know me about like, hey, Abbott, like, how do I do what you do? Like, what's the first steps, whatever. They'd always ask me these questions. And at first, I was super down to help them. I was like, I'd love for you to learn what I learn. I'd love for you to, like, I just like helping out other people because why not,
Yeah.
right? And I'd actually follow up with them a month after teaching them, like, what I would recommend. And I'd ask them, like, so, like, what's been done so far? And they just give me some, like, bullshit excuse about, like, oh, something happened. It's,
Yeah.
like, saturated, or some business model saturated. And it just makes me realize, like, how, I guess, low the barrier to entry is to be successful or be great. And, like, people just aren't willing, like, to literally even just post one time. You know what I mean? Like, people just aren't willing to just put in the work that's actually required to get what they want. Like, no one, like, 1% of people. And that's why there is the 1%.
I love helping people.
Yeah.
Like, I love it when someone sends me a DM, and I just don't know what this process will look like when I have millions of followers, because a lot of, like, people are very busy. I'm very busy, but if I get a DM, someone like asking, like, I've got a couple DMs in the past of people asking for my help, and I love helping them. But like,
Yeah.
one of the most frustrating things is like seeing them so excited and hearing their voice and hearing the excitement in their voice for like, thank you for helping me. Like, I'm going to do this. And then just to see nothing.
Yeah.
It's like, just see nothing.
Yeah. And I think, like, to get, like, really scientific about it, I think it comes in a few different ways. So I think that this is, like, I haven't heard that many people talk, but this is something I kind of believe in. Overall, again, I'm not, like, super sciencey, but I do believe that, like, dopamine and, like, being able to control your urges of different things is one of the most powerful things you can have. I think there's a quote by some philosopher of, like, know thyself. I think that's really important in this case, because people that understand, like, why they're motivated, how to develop a sense of just, like, a baseline that's low. So anything that is activity beyond that feels rewarding and motivating will be a lot better off. And I think that the average person nowadays is so overstimulated that anything remotely difficult is just so far off from what their baseline is that they're just not even willing to try it.
Yeah.
They give up in a second once they realize how hard it is. I think that's one of the reasons. And I think that for anyone that's looking for just like a good state to be in to being able to achieve success, I think they should take a break from any type of social media unless they truly know why they're using it. Like as an example with TikTok, like I go on TikTok not for the sake of scrolling or consumption. I go on it for learning different formats, learning from people that I want something from them, like specifically, or just looking for marketing ideas again. So like, but if you don't know why you're going on it, I don't recommend it at all. And I think they should cut it out for as long as possible.
Well, I think they know exactly why they're going on it.
Yeah.
Because they're bored.
Yeah, they're bored. Yeah.
And like, just think about that for a second. Just think. You're consuming 1,000 videos in one sitting, sometimes thousands in one sitting, where you'll smile at 1 in every 100 of them.
Mm-hmm.
You'll send 1 in every 200 of them to your friend. Where's the benefit? Like,
yeah.
Where's the benefit?
Yeah.
Like, everyone is like, damn, bro, I'm frying my brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're frying your brain, bro. Stop.
Yeah.
Like, humans were literally born with one thing that can make them a superhuman, and that's their brain.
Yeah.
It's like, why are you frying it?
Yeah.
Like, why? Like,
yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. And I think that although it's kind of a double-edged sword, I think that you can get great things out of social media. For the majority, it's just not used in the best way. I think that a lot of, again, like I'm a business person, I understand why it's happening.
yeah.
But I don't think it's overall good for society to be
Right.
optimizing constantly for the most rewarding thing or just going on it for the sake of, like you said, being bored, which
Right.
I think is the majority of the case.
Right.
So yeah, I think people should just learn to have fun, do activities outside of scrolling. I think that, like, I mean, I don't know what the average screen time it is, but it's probably pretty crazy nowadays.
6 hours.
Yeah. So people should just look for other activities, even if it's not running your own business or being an entrepreneur. But yeah.
So do you think it's the algorithm's fault?
Yeah, 100%. I think that, I mean, the way that algorithms are built, to my knowledge, are like being able to reward the content that gets the most watch time, which means like as a general consensus, like more entertaining. And like if you just have constantly entertaining content from an algorithm and people are watching that and having enjoyment from it, then it'll keep the people on the app for as long as possible, which leads to more room for ads, I guess, and from those ads making money. So it makes total sense why it is the way it is. I think it's a very good business for sure. But ethically, I think I have some questions and I don't fully believe in it.
Right.
At the same time, I do make money from it. So
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Just like anything, social media can be used as a tool, but 99% of the time it's not.
Yeah.
Which again, like the barrier of entry to be successful is so low.
Yeah.
It's so low. Like you need a couple things. You need dedication.
Yeah.
What else?
Dedication, willingness to learn, being coachable, being willing to just put up with pain like long enough to like learn.
Dude, but like that's all dedication though. If I'm dedicated, then I'm going to put 100% towards one thing, and that will be like consuming information about the topic, like trying to get mentorship from my peers or a mentor. Like I think dedication is the only thing that you need.
Yeah, probably, I think.
Like, and then you look at your friends, like how dedicated are they?
Yeah.
Dedicated at like smoking weed? Probably.
Yep.
Like they're dedicated. Like you go into a Target or a Walmart or wherever, and you just look around. You put the phone down because you're always on your phone. You put the phone down and you just look around, and you just look at all the people and just like really just analyze them, and you're just like, this is my competition.
Yeah. No, for sure.
It's like it's super rude to say, and it's super out of pocket for sure for me to sit here and just say that I'm better than everyone else. But in a sense, it's true.
Yeah.
And that's not narcissism. That's not ego. Like, that's just me saying, I know that if I continue with where I'm at, my life is going to be exponentially better than theirs. Bro, like it's so simple.
It's true. Yeah. the average person too is just like they're just so out of it. You know what I mean? They're just like not even thinking about these things. And I
Yeah.
think like education is just not the way it should be as well. Like I think we talked earlier about the school system.
Let's talk more about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just going to translate into that to talk a little bit about your book. And I think that your book does a great way of just educating kids from a young age on how to have a good mindset about money. And yeah, so tell me, like, what was your thought process? How did you come up with the idea of starting your book?
Okay. So when I was 16, I had a agency.
Yeah.
So social media marketing. And this agency was great. Made monthly recurring, had like 6 clients a month. Recurring, obviously. It was a great agency. I learned everything. Also, side note, when you're younger and you're on entrepreneurship, you should be in almost everything to earn over learning. Like earning over learning
Yeah.
as much as you can. I had some time on my hands because I exited my agency.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, like, what can I do? And I realized like maybe it would have been more successful if I spent less time on school, which is true with everything. Like if I didn't go to school, I think I would have been like way higher than I am right now.
Yeah.
But I kind of blamed like the school system. I kind of blamed the school system for my inability to make it as successful as I wanted to be. Like it was successful. And I just said, why didn't they teach me? Why did they prioritize my homework over closing this client that was going to pay $2,000 a month? And obviously at the end of the day, I can do what I think is best for me. But you're also in this kind of like trap. It's like, you obviously don't have to do your homework, but then you're going to stay back. Like if I didn't do any work, then like I would have still been in high school. It's like, so I have to do the work. So I kind of blamed it on the school system, which unfair, fair, whatever you want to think. But then I was like, okay, school system sucks. It doesn't teach kids anything about money or real life skills.
Yeah.
It used to. Like there used to be cooking classes and there used to be, you know, workshop. But now there's nothing. There's history, there's math, science, just subjects that have existed forever and ever. So I was like, you know what? How am I going to create a brand that will change the system of education forever? And with anything like that, with any goal as large as that, you have to try your best to start small. So I started with this guy right here.
Nice.
This guy, Penny and the Magical Money Tree. This is children's books for ages 3 to 7. And it's all about teaching kids and introducing kids to the world of money. Because school won't. The only activity I've ever done in school that was like in elementary school that was like money related was they put like fake quarters, nickels, dimes on the table and they had me like say what value they had. Like I didn't learn anything about money. So I wrote that book and yeah.
Cool. So Miller, why'd you write the book?
The school system fails to teach kids about money. And I want to change that system and I want it to start small. So I wrote this book. It's a very simple story that people love, and it simply just introduces kids to the world of money because school won't. And my long-term goal is to change that system, so I have to start small.
So Miller, if you were homeless right now on the street, what would you do to make your first, let's just say, $10,000?
Interesting question.
Yeah.
I actually love this question because sometimes I think like, what would I do if I had to start over? We'll go into that. But I love it. I just love thinking about the process because like I'm kind of trapped right now in a sense. Like I would never start over because I have something so meaningful.
Yeah.
So this is a very interesting question. If I was homeless in New York City right now, first thing you have to do, you got to steal a shiesty. You got to steal a shiesty, bro. They can't be seeing your face, bro. We live in a world of tech. They can't be seeing your face, bro.
Okay.
So first things first, if you're homeless, you got to steal a shiesty. It's very simple what to do.
Yeah.
Just work your way up the corporate ladder. But I'm serious. Like work your way up until you can like actually afford to live and like and then buy a phone and a computer. Because if I'm homeless now and I have the skill set and the knowledge that I have, like it's game over from day one, bro.
I don't know. This is my perspective on it. So you spawned it because we've been seeing like a lot of homeless people on the streets. And we were thinking about this yesterday. I think that if you're homeless on the street, I think it's definitely worth first things first, just improving your appearance. And I do think that for a little while, it might be worth it to get a job, just to get enough money to buy a laptop, some stuff. From there, honestly, I would just get out my phone, start making TikToks. The main way that people see things nowadays is through their phones and through social media. So the more that you can dedicate time to learning formats, understanding the psychology behind what certain things, why certain things go viral, you'll be a lot better off. So I think that from jump, get a coat, steel coat, whatever, something like that, and then get a laptop by working McDonald's for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Then find a way to live somewhere. I don't know how you can do that, but like work in cafes, charge your laptop there. And after that point, just I would say start making TikToks. Learn the algorithm, whatever it is, affiliate, whatever way you can do it without having initial capital, the better. And regardless, you'll end up with skills. So I just thought I'd do that as a quick segment. I think it's a pretty cool thing. It also helps people that might be in a position of not knowing what to do, to just help them out a little bit. I would say for most people, start posting TikToks, regardless if it's just like making videos or whatever, just about anything. I think you're going to walk out with a pretty sick skill set.
Yeah.
And you'll probably be able to translate that in a lot of other areas. So
Correct.
if you're new, if you're not doing anything, go watch YouTube videos on how to make good TikToks, the frameworks, the aesthetic backgrounds, the audio, everything, the speed. And you'll be in a lot better position if you're consistent for a year.
I have a question for you, Abbott.
Yeah.
Hypothetical situation. So your town puts an offer out on the TV that says lottery is closing. Free lottery tickets for everyone. Jackpot 1 million. Okay?
Yeah.
You would stop whatever you're doing to go down to the store and get as many lottery tickets as you could get your hands on.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And so would everyone. Doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a shit. Doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a meeting. If you see that out on your TV and it's true and everyone's running down, you're going to run down.
Yep.
When I say lottery tickets, posting a video is like buying a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
Posting a video on social media takes a little bit of time. Right.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of time, just like buying a lottery ticket. But buying a lottery ticket costs 5, 10, 15, whatever. Posting a video is free.
Yep.
Right? Everyone has a phone. Posting a video is free. And the chance of it going viral is very slim. The chance of winning the lottery is very slim. But if you go viral or if you win the lottery, it will completely change your life forever.
Yeah, 100%.
So in that hypothetical situation, if you were going to get your hands on as many social or as many lottery tickets as you could, because they have a small chance of making you win the lottery, then why aren't you posting?
I agree.
Why aren't you posting as many videos on as many channels, on as many platforms as possible?
Yep.
Because the more you post, it all just comes down to volume.
Yeah.
The more you post, then the more of a likelihood that you're going to go viral.
Yep.
And one viral video will change your life.
Yeah, 100%. I think if people, to get more in the nitty gritty as well, like if people really look at the videos they're posting, they look in the analytics of like their hook, the retention rate and all that, and they're really studying that and studying other people's videos, you can probably hit these levels of views in like months, not years. So I 100% agree with what you said. I think that more people should be posting.
100%. 1,000%. People should be posting and taking that opportunity all the time. I talk about this all the time, how there's opportunities that just fly over people's heads left and right.
Yep.
Left and right. Okay. All it takes is one email, one knock of a door, one social media post, and your life is going to change forever.
Yep.
Forever.
Yep.
I meet Abbott, guys. I meet Abbott. And now my life has changed. Like, Abbott introduced me to this company called 10X. 10X is a app company. They just make apps or something. But we go into this office and there are just killers, like killers in the space. And I never would have met them. I never would have made that connection if I didn't know Abbott. If I didn't, say, damn, this jackass isn't playing pool. If he didn't say, yeah, man, then like we could have never been here. Like,
Yeah.
we could have never, we're planning on going to Mexico. We're probably in Mexico at the time this comes out.
Yep.
That could be sick. And we're probably planning on going to New York and living in New York for a couple months after this. And just, good friend to have, obviously. But life-changing connection that happens just like this because of one tiny little event. Tiny event that changed my life forever.
Yeah. I feel like, too, that's really important. I think having people that you can ask questions to and just like kind of think about issues with is really beneficial. And I think that for anyone that's looking to achieve more out of their life, look for someone that has something that you want, whether that's relationships, money, business, whatever, and just do what they did. And I think that when you approach it from a simple approach like that, you'll have no trouble with success. And that's honestly how I got started with launching my Amazon business, which I later sold. From literally just looking at successful Amazon listings that I wanted to launch myself, reaching out to all the owners of all these different companies. And obviously, maybe 1 out of 30 responded, or maybe 2 out of 30 responded. And I only went on a call with one person. But that one person changed my life forever. He inspired me to launch my own brand, show me what's possible, and overall led me to the life that I'm currently living right now, which I'm super grateful for. But it literally just started with just asking questions and being open to just putting yourself out there. So anyone that wants to have a change in perspective and know what to do, just find someone that has something that you want and ask them. Ask a lot of people like that.
Do you think people's problems are way easier to solve than they think?
100%. I think that most people really just over exaggerate what problems they currently have because they don't have the perspective of what actual problems or relatively actual problems would look like. So they just really just accentuate what their actual issues are to a degree that they shouldn't be doing it at. And most people that are like this just overreact for the littlest things. And I think that going back to what we were saying earlier, like a lot of things in our life don't really matter that much in actuality because we're very little, and even our Earth itself is pretty insignificant for how big our solar system is. So I think that people should just stress less about things, just worry about inputs.
I mean, I agree. I agree. This is kind of going back to when I said, like, I love helping people. Because, I don't know, I have a superpower where I have the state of mind that, like, I can just come up with an easy solution to everything.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, I don't know if that's a superpower. Everyone has it. But if everyone had it, everyone would be successful. So I don't think everyone has it. But besides the point, everyone's problems are super easy to solve. Like, what problem, like, genuinely, like, what problem do you have? Like, oh, damn, your boyfriend broke up with you?
Yeah.
It's like,
Always could be way worse.
it could always be way worse. Like, obviously, that's sad. Like, that sucks. Like, you liked someone, you talked to them, you thought it was going well, and then it's over, and it's sad. But it's like, why are you bitching?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, why are you bitching, bro?
Yeah.
Like, I saw a video of this kid with a little cut on his leg, this African kid, a little cut on his leg, and there was 100 fucking flies over the cut. Like he's a cow.
Yeah.
People have it so much fucking worse.
Yeah.
People have it so much worse, bro. You're in the kitchen. Ah, fuck! I dropped my banana.
Yeah.
On the floor.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to eat it now. Fuck.
Yeah.
Bro, shut up. Like, just stop. Like,
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. And I think traveling too, for both of us, it made us realize that like our current situation is so rare. And like if you really look at it, like first of all, both of us being born in the US is in itself an anomaly. And you look at all the other factors that have come into our lives, it's just so lucky, you know what I mean? Like people are just, and a lot of people even have situations like ours. They're not grateful nearly enough. And honestly, I'm not either. I should be more. But it just kind of shows you that like there's so many people out there that are in terrible situations, and every day we should just be thankful for what we currently have. At the same time, being motivated and disciplined enough to continue to pursue more in your life. Because at the end of the day, it's like just about improving yourself, learning more, having cool relationships, having a good experience.
The people that complain over the little things are fucked when the big things happen.
Yeah.
Are fucked.
Yep.
Like, the people that bitch and whine over their bad day or their bad day at work, what's going to happen when your house catches on fire?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to lose your shit.
Yeah.
Building, like, a strong mentality takes so much time.
Yeah.
But complaining and crying and whining about the little things is just making it so much harder to be mentally strong.
Yeah.
Like, it's making it so much harder to be mentally strong.
Yeah. I agree. I think people should just, even on this next few months, I don't like to talk about too much stuff that I'm currently doing because I think it gives me a false sense of accomplishment in some ways.
I love that.
But I am this next month trying to push myself and structure myself more than I ever have been. And I think that doing that, although it might be comfortable in the moment, when you really look back on it months or years from now, you realize those moments of the boring, repetitive stuff are the moments you had these like outsized looking returns on your money and your overall life quality.
Yeah.
So I think that everyone, regardless of where they are, should just push themselves and feel mentally challenged most times, because at the end of the day, you're going to grow. Minds are meant to be broken and fixed, same way the muscles are. And I think that people should always be pushing new limits, which is ultimately like kind of the point of your life, which is just becoming the best version of yourself. And you're not going to do that by being comfortable.
Going back to what you said about not wanting to tell people your current situation because it gives you kind of a sense of accomplishment.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. When I was starting out in the serious days of my entrepreneurship, I would tell everyone everything I'm doing.
Yeah.
I told people, hey, I'm writing a book on personal finance. Oh my God, Miller, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap, nice job. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, I did a nice job.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then like I put the work off because I already did a nice job.
Yeah.
No, they're just saying that because they love you. Like,
Yeah.
that's just your family.
Yeah.
And I realized this pretty early on. And I'm going to say this for the first time ever, really.
Mm.
You know this, but a lot of people don't. The second I made the decision to stop telling people stuff, I ran a social media, a YouTube, where I did this or that videos,
Mm-hmm.
like this or that.
Yeah.
And then I did more like quotes and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and I grew it to 120,000 subscribers.
That's crazy.
No one knows.
Yeah.
Guys, you know, it is now called DSG Kids.
Yeah.
It is where I run my book promotion for AI learning, like financial literacy for kids. But yeah, I stopped 6 months ago.
Yeah.
But I ran theme pages on YouTube and didn't tell a single soul.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
And it's bro, because I got to the point where I wasn't accomplishing my dreams because I was telling everybody what I wanted to do. So I just said, you know what? I'm going to do something fucking crazy and not tell a soul.
Yeah.
And I told my brother, because I had to edit on his PC sometimes. I would do this or that videos on there, but I grew my channel to like 4,000 subs with this or that. And then I hired a VA to do everything else.
Yeah. I think that it's definitely good to keep things to yourself, to just not like
100%.
have the dopamine rush that comes with saying something you haven't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I do think it is good to get feedback in some ways. Like, you don't want to just be a closed door on a lot of things. I think that just about finding that balance, because you don't want to just be closing off everything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good to just ask people too about specific product related things.
Right,
in my
correct.
business, running an app. It's a lot of product related questions that I want to ask to my ideal customer avatar. So I think that those type of situations definitely beneficial. But a lot of times for most people that are just starting out, they should just keep a lot of their goals and things to themselves, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, I completely agree. This is evidence, that channel's evidence. Telling people things releases a sense of dopamine, which makes you feel like you've already accomplished it.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? My name is Miller Norris. After years of failed businesses, I've realized that school doesn't teach you anything about personal finance, money, or anything. So I decided to take that problem into my own hands and start a brand all about personal finance for kids. We have a children's book called Penny and the Magical Money Tree. You can buy it at dsgkids.com, where it's all about kids learning on how to save their money. It's very simple, very easy for kids to learn, rhyming story. People love it. So dsgkids.com. Thanks.
So Miller, what are some of your goals for the next 5 years, would you say? We'll break it into 3 categories. Let's say wealth, relationships, and health.
Well, health, I want to be the next David Lade.
Okay.
I'm joking. I mean, it would be cool to be fit. I will be fit because I've just recently started taking the gym seriously, which is cool. But the next 5 years, wealth, it's very hard to say because I don't know when I will fail.
Yeah.
I'm positive that I won't, but obviously shit happens.
Yeah.
So in 5 years, I want to have the freedom to live wherever I want. I want to grow a pretty reputable brand, not only for DSG Kids, but also my own personal brand as well. I want people to know who I am, but to an extent. Like, I don't want to be the next big influencer, the next Logan Paul, whatever. I want to be more of, someone who just has a following, who is just very successful in the space. I have better goals for the 1 year mark because it's sooner. Because I try, when thinking about goals, I try to think more on like short term than long term.
Yeah.
Because short term is realistically the only thing you control. Like, your opinion will change over time. So those are my 5 year goals. What about yourself?
So my 5 year goals, again, I'll be also 24. Well, to start out, I think relationships wise, I would love to have, if I had a lot of shorter term relationships with women, I think I'd love to have a longer term girlfriend.
Yeah, please.
And on the health note, I would love to weigh 180 pounds, 11% body fat.
Okay.
And money wise, I'd probably want to have close to maybe like $5 million liquid, around $30 million net worth would be pretty cool. And just in a spot where like I'm not really having money as just like I can have opinions without being influenced from a monetary perspective.
What do you think is the number one reason people fail when starting a business?
I think the number one reason is probably the idea that they aren't going to have success. And that sounds kind of obvious, but I think it's just like people quit because they don't know they're going to win. There's not that guarantee. They're not confident in their abilities enough. I think that just comes down to the fact of giving up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that because people give up and they don't develop the skill sets, they're not confident that they're going to win, and they're going to quit because they're not confident. Because if you knew that you're guaranteed to make $1 million in 5 years, if you put in 5 hours of work every day, I think a lot more people would be successful. But because it's not guaranteed, because they're not 100% sure on their skill sets achieving the life they want to live, there's a lot less people that are willing to put up with the risk and the idea that it's not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I agree.
Miller, do you think it's easy to start a business?
It's not easy to scale a business, but it's easy to start. Now, it's going to take time, right? Like, when I say easy, I don't necessarily mean easy. I mean simple. We were talking about this earlier today, but simplicity, there's always simplicity hidden. Like, hidden simplicities everywhere, right? Like, that goes back to when we were talking about problems. Like, they're super easy to solve. Like, they might not be easy to solve, but they have a super simple solution.
Yeah.
So I think starting a business is very simple.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know where to start. And the one piece of advice that I would give them is find a problem, right? Like, when some kids go to me and they're like, what do I do? Like, I don't know how to start a business. What should I do? What should I start? Find a problem. If you look around the room, any room you're in right now, every single product that's in that room solves a problem, okay? Every physical product, every info product, every service-based product, it doesn't matter. Everything is intended to solve a problem, okay? So what problems do you have? Everyone has problems. What problems do you have, and why aren't they solved yet? Because is the solution too expensive? Then make a cheaper option. Like, starting a business is very simple. You just have to find a problem. And if you're listening to this right now, probably all your problems are rushing through your head. I bet give it like 5 minutes and you'll have a business idea. Like, It's very simple. Now, in terms of actually growing a business, that's harder.
Yeah.
It's harder. The one, if I had to give you one piece of advice for growing a business, I would say it's volume.
Yeah.
Everything is volume. Not even a business, in life as well, right? Like, you want a girlfriend? Okay, how many dates did you go on this month?
Yeah.
Like, how many DMs did you slide into?
Yeah.
But it's true. Like, it's funny, but it's true. It's like, you want money. Okay, how many hours did you scroll TikTok?
Yeah.
4 hours? Yeah. Okay, that's 4 hours you could have been put towards a skill.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, the more of something you do, then the more chances of success you will have, 100%.
Yeah. I also, one thing I kind of tell people too is like, there's a thing called ChatGPT, and you can literally have it give you a questionnaire on like, what type of business best fits me based on my current experiences, my personality. It'll give you a few options. What I recommend anyone to do is just pick one and ask it to give a description of each, but pick one that seems most appealing to you. spend an entire year. Let's just say you're like 16 years old. Spend an entire year just learning about it every single day. Spend 2 hours on YouTube. Spend 2 hours planning what you'll do, or maybe not 2 hours, but 1 hour, whatever. And the rest of the time should just be spent implementing the things you learn. And if you do that for an entire year and you're really consistent with it, and you're gonna have success. It's that
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah. Like it's tough because obviously you won't necessarily have successes in like you'll have a very successful business, but you'll have success in the fact that like you've grown so much.
Yeah.
It's just like what we were saying earlier, like the only form of failure is by giving up. If you stick with it for a year, then you will be so successful in that field because A, you will learn so much, and B, there's a chance that your business is so successful.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just a win-win. It's just a win-win. And for the kids who have started businesses in the past but can't stick with one, just stick to it.
Yeah.
Like that's the simple solution. There's always a simple solution. You just stick to your business. Like you have like I look at every business being like every type of business being like a pie. So like for example, the service-based business for car detailers, right? So you sell a service, you clean cars, all those type of businesses are in that one pie. You saying there's not enough customers, so I'm going to stop. There's always slices of pie to take of the market. You shouldn't try to reinvent the wheel. You should just copy the wheel.
No, I hear what you're saying. I think that another thing I hear a lot is people trying to be like super novel on their ideas.
Mm-hmm. And
what I found has worked really, really well is just take something that has worked already, right? Find a way to improve whatever that is, whether it's a product or service, and then just do it at a better, cheaper, faster pace and do a lot more in terms of volume. And you're going to naturally just beat your competition. And like you said about the pie, take more of the pie.
Yeah.
That's your goal, of course.
Yeah, just take a slice of the pie. Yeah. Like there's always a slice to take.
Yeah, no crumbs, only pie.
Correct. Like the market isn't as big as you think. Like the market should not deter you from saying like, oh no, there's too much competition. I'm not going to like, just whatever you're doing, just stick to it and don't let the excuses get in the way because you're always going to find a simple solution.
Yeah. And also like, I struggle with this too, but like just even focusing on things like that's probably one of the biggest things as well. Like I see even people that do try it, which they get over the hump of actually doing something.
Yeah.
They don't stick with something long and hard enough to really actually fully see the opportunity through.
Mm-hmm.
I do this sometimes as well. Like I'll think about an opportunity I'm currently doing and it'll get hard. And if you look at like a curve, I think it's called like the Dunning-Kruger effect or something like that. You reach a point of like, oh, this is way harder than I initially anticipated. But once you can get past that point being super hard, you're going to get to this next point of like, okay, it is hard, but now I understand why it's hard. I understand things to a better detail. And now I'm on a trajectory to actually have success and understand it at a better level.
I think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Like even the negative actions can have positive like benefits. Like if you go on TikTok, there's a chance that you scroll once and you see a kid that has like 4 likes and you like his video and you say like, yo man, sick video, and he connects with you. Then he connects you to someone that's going to change your life forever. Like little actions can change your life and you are one thing away from changing it completely.
Yeah.
So why are people not trying everything that they can?
Yeah.
And that's kind of like hypocritical because we were just talking about like you can't jump around businesses. But that's not like I'm not saying try everything you can, like try every business. But like this isn't even for the business field. Like you should be like exploring yourself and exploring the world because it's huge.
Yeah. And honestly, in the beginning too of like entrepreneurship, I think as long as you're kind of going and seeing opportunities through, I think it is good to test a lot as well. Like I'm not saying just jump around but like I think that in the beginning you don't really know fully about opportunities and sometimes it's worth testing a little bit. I'm not saying you just try it for a week and give up. But I'm saying like if you do think that with having better perspective from running that, some other opportunity is better, I think you should at least just try it out to some degree.
So this has been a great time today. Abbott Jones, do you have a final thought?
Yeah, I think that people should just understand that the life that they have is very limited and scarce, and they should only spend it doing things that will benefit them in a way to live their ideal life. And I think they should just be just mindful on what they're currently doing, where they want to be, and research the steps on how to get there. And business is definitely one way that can help facilitate it. But I think people should do their own research and just continue to push yourself every day. Because I think at the end that you're just going to learn, 1% better every day. And you look at the year that you just had and you'll be like, oh shit, I did so much. And you'll be very glad you did it. So Miller, your final thought?
Do so much volume that it's impossible not to fail.
Wow.
Abbott, thanks for today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Of course. All right, everybody. Like, subscribe, and thank you for hearing my hot takes. And if you'd like to see more, hit that notification bell and buy my book at dsgkids.com. Thank you. What's up, guys? My name is Norris. When I was younger, I had no idea about how the world of money worked, which is exactly why I wrote this children's book all about personal finance for kids. But it's not complicated at all. It just teaches them about the world of money in a fun and simple, engaging way. I hired the best team to make this become a reality. I focused on every single detail. And if you're a parent that really wants your kid to get started on the world of money early, then go to dsgkids.com. So thank you for your purchase.
Bro, what? That was good. Yeah, you gotta say it. I gotta click.
Okay, so hide.
Okay.
Yeah, you're blocking, bro. All right, don't make a peep. Don't make a peep, bro.
All right. Cool.
41. All right, I had to get everything out.